Welcome again, my fellow freedom builders, and welcome here to Building Freedom. My name is Hans Nielsen, and I'm here to guide you on your way to a good, solid financial future. Today, we're going to touch on an important question. And the question is, should you listen to strangers giving investment advice on Facebook? The answer, of course, is no, you shouldn't. That is the obvious answer. Of course, we should not take advice from people we have never met and where we don't know anything about them. But there are a couple of exceptions, and the reason why I'm making this video is that I am engaged in a lot of different Facebook and internet forums, and I see the question pop up all the time from new investors writing something like, is it time to buy Tesla now? Or with the new numbers, is Apple a buy or a sell? And what I think when I read a comment or a question like this is, what is this person going to do when some people answers them? Are they going to follow their advice? And what if you have 10 people saying, yes, it's a buy, and 10 people saying, no, it's a sell? What would you do with that answer? So here today, I'm gonna give you some ideas as to if you are looking for inspiration on Facebook, for instance, for good investments, what you should ask for, what you should look for from the people giving you the advice. Because I'm not against getting inspiration on the internet. I think it is great, and I really love Facebook. But there is so much crap out there, to say the least, that I wouldn't want to waste your money on it. So, let's say you're sitting one rainy day on Facebook and you're looking for the next big, good investment advice. And you're writing out your question, what is the best thing to buy right now? And people start answering you. Then I have some points that you should touch on before you take their advice. First of all, time horizon. If you want to take advice from someone giving you advice on Facebook, you should ask them, what is your time horizon? Let's say, for instance, that we have a stock going massively down and you are looking for a stock for your retirement fund, and you're looking for 30 years of time horizon. But this person is a swing trader only looking to take a 3-day swing trade here because he or she thinks it is definitely going down, but they want to take this little movement up here. If you're taking their advice and they say, yes, it's definitely a buy, and you forget to ask them what their time horizon is, you might burn your fingers quite severely here when it turns around and goes down. And the one giving you the advice was actually correct because they made money on this move. So you need to ask them, what is your time horizon? What is the holding time that you're planning for in this stock? And if you agree, let's say that you want a stock you could hold for the next 6 to 12 months, and they say, yes, that is exactly my time horizon. Then there's another thing you need to ask them, and that is, what would the criteria be for you to sell before that time? Because it's not enough to know why they want to buy. You also need to know what should occur for you to sell before that. It could be some technical analysis. It could be that they say, yeah, well, if it drops below this line, then I think the sellers are too strong. And if you bought here at 100 and it drops to 97, you need to sell. Because it might be the right advice. It might be a very good stock tip they're giving you, and they are buying, and then all of a sudden they are selling and only losing a couple of percentages, but you forgot to ask about the criteria for selling. So you're holding the stock way, way, way down, and all of a sudden you've lost 50% and you think the other person is a fraud. They might not have been. They just simply forgot to tell you what is the criteria for you to sell. Another thing is you need to ask them what their risk level is. Because if you're sitting with $1 million in your retirement account and you're looking for something quite conservative, you are looking at risking maybe 1 or 2% per investment you make, And the person answering you with the stock advice, they're sitting with a $500 account and they're just looking to double it maybe or triple it, but they could also lose it all and it doesn't really matter for them. That is not the kind of advice you want to take. You want good, solid, conservative stock investments, and they want some really volatile stock that jumps all over the place where they can make 100 or 200 or 500% in a month or lose it all. Well, of course it is nice to make 500% on a $1 million retirement account, but you're not looking at risking your entire account if the stock tip goes wrong. So you need to make sure that you're kind of on the same risk level. Now, if this person gives you advice, you should be asking them a few questions. You should ask them about the time horizon and the risk and the exit criteria. But a thing I always ask people on Facebook, and they almost always get annoyed with me and say that I am not serious and I'm an amateur and all sorts of stuff. But you should ask them, what is your success rate? Because if I should listen to you giving me advice on Facebook, I need to know that you actually know something about what you're talking about here. So could you please, that's what I'm writing to them on Facebook. Could I please see your track record for the last 3 to 5 years? Could I see how large is your win rate? Meaning, are you winning 70% of your trades or 30% of the trades or 5% of your trade? And how large are your winners? How large are your losers? You want to know that statistics. What is your max drawdown? Meaning that maybe they say, yeah, for the last 5 years I have made 50% per year. That sounds pretty great. But what if in the process they have been down 90% and then go up and then go down? And do you have the stomach to take such advice? So you need some proven track record. And that's where people get annoyed with me, because I'm saying, oh yes, please dear Facebook guru advisor, could you please provide all of us in this group with your proven track record, maybe from your accountant or some of the services on the internet where you can actually get verified trade. Could you please provide that to the group so that we know if we should take your advice? And then people log out and they don't want to talk to me anymore, because they can't, often at least, they can't show that, or they don't want to show that. Maybe because they're not very good investors. They just want to be gurus on some Facebook group. So please ask these advisors for some track record showing that they actually know what they're doing. Of course, there might be some person that is actually very good, but not very willing to show all their track record. And when I talk about this, people often say to me, well, Hans, you're saying not to listen to people on the internet, but aren't you on the internet and you're talking about stocks? And yes, I never give stock tips or stock advice, but I'm glad to give my opinion on a stock if people ask, what do you think about Tesla? And I can give them some fundamental stuff and some technical and so on. And I can say, but it's still up to you. I'm not giving any advice here, and I never do. But if you want to listen to a person and you don't have their complete track record, then I recommend that you pick maybe 3 or 4 or 10 different people that you think sounds like they know what they're doing, and then you follow them for a while. In Denmark, where I have done most of my YouTube and Facebook work so far, I have been going on for, 10 years, something like that, on YouTube and Facebook, writing about stocks and so on, meaning that there are some people here in Denmark that have been following me for 10 years. And they know that when I talk about a stock, they know what my risk profile is. I'm pretty conservative. I want to sleep well at night and have a lot of money when I grow older. I don't need 1,000% per year right now. And they know that. They know what my risk profile and what my time horizon is. They know a lot about me. So that when I say, well, right now I'm looking at maybe some Danish stock or Swedish stock or US stock, then they know what to expect from me. And they know that I'm not just trying to pump and dump some stock. Pump and dump is if I have been buying some cheap illiquid stock, buying that for the last 3 months, and I had a huge YouTube channel, and I said to all of you, you need to buy this stock. It is going to the moon. and all of you ran out, bought the stock, and the price did go to the moon because there was not many stocks for sale, and then I cashed in, and you were taking the losses and I were making the money. That is a pump and dump scheme. And that is also something you should be aware of, that these people are also out there. So if you're asking for stock advice and you're sensing that this is a very tiny stock they are recommending you buying, you might want to keep your hands off, because maybe they are the one actually selling you the stocks that you're buying. So people know me here in Denmark, and they know I'm not into pump and dumps, and they know that I do my research well and so on. Not that I'm always right, but they know the premises, they know my criterias for giving the ideas and the inspiration that I do. So that's my advice to you, that if you want to listen to someone and you don't have their entire performance track record, then follow them for a while. Look at what they are recommending. Does it seem like they're having a good streak right now? Are they recommending good stocks that actually go up, or do they have some good reasons for taking profit, or do they have a good strategy? Is a method worth following? So I ask you in the beginning, should you take advice from strangers on Facebook or anywhere on the internet? And my answer is still no. Don't do it. But with a tiny but, but if you want to do it, if you don't want to do your own research, then follow my ideas that I have given in this video. Otherwise, you are flushing your money straight out in the toilet, and it would be a lot easier just sending them to me instead, right? Well, anyway, I hope this made sense to you. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, if you like this video, if you like this channel, please remember to subscribe and like the video and all that stuff, so that YouTube can see that this is a kind of content you want to see more of on YouTube. That's all for now. Take care of your money out there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.